Good morning, guys. This is Jason Harris from Ozark Mountain Adventures. It's early Saturday morning right here on the Jacks Fork River in the heart of the Ozarks, one of the most pristine places that you ever want to come to. The first 20 miles of the Jacks Fork is all canyon. It's the only river in Missouri like that. It's absolutely the most pristine place you will ever want to be at. The birds are coming alive, all of nature is waking up. And it's a time of the day that I really don't even want to be talking because it's just so peaceful. Well, everybody's up and moving around now, so I'm going to show you around the Land Cruiser. You can see how I've got it all set up. This is my 1994 Toyota FZJ80 Land Cruiser. I've had for about 3 years now. It's got 291,000 miles on it. It still runs like a charm. This is what I use to get me to these remote places that no one normally can be and be able to enjoy these. You can probably hear girls in the background. They're playing the river. It's they say the river's warm, but I don't believe them. But let me show you around my vehicle here a little bit. Whenever I purchased this Land Cruiser 3 years ago, it was in fairly good condition. The interior was the same as it is now. It was just about perfect. There's a few pieces that was missing that I had bought new from Toyota to complete it. But overall, it was in very good condition. The body had the traditional pill and paint. I've repainted it. I removed the flares you see. I like the looks of some of the overseas ones with no flares, so whenever I painted it, we welded all the holes up and smoothed it all out. I've enjoyed a little bit narrower body width. I actually had busted one of the flares off down in Arkansas, and so that was what was prompting me to do that modification. Front bar is a ARB Deluxe bar. I've got a couple of 9-inch spots there on the front. And we are running a 9,000 pound Smittybilt winch that's done me real good. We don't use a winch just a whole lot, but whenever we do, we really need it because the Cruiser is very, very heavy. I've always enjoyed the 94 model because it has the Toyota wrote out there on the grill instead of having the Toyota emblem. The rear bar is a one from Trail Gear. It's done me well. I really don't like the aesthetics of it, but it does well. We added a swing away tire carrier, which I'm going to actually add a fold down table to, and that holds the second spare. I got one spare in the factory location, and then the other spare in the back. The roof rack is a Garvin Wilderness rack that I've had for a couple years. I got the rooftop 10. I had to cut the top rail off of it. My plan is to change that out for something different. Probably a K9 rack from Easy-On would be my choice there whenever we get around to it. That's the standard size Smittybilt rooftop tent, and then the Smittybilt, the bigger one of the Smittybilt awnings. It's both those items are doing me real well. I am considering going with a Fox Wing awning one of these days, but really can't complain with how this does. Rear drawers are something that we whipped up real quick before a big trip that we had done last year. We made a trip down around the entire state of Florida. We went down through Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and hit the coast in Georgia. We went all the way down the east coast of Florida, down to the Keys, back up through the Everglades, up the Gulf side, through Ocala National Forest, back home. It was about 4,000 miles in one trip. We camped every night but 2 nights, and we stopped at my sister's place. But we whipped these drawers up. I've always been meaning to redo them a little bit different, but they really, I can't complain. They work really good and get the job done. Just don't really look all that nice. I'm running the Smittybilt Arctic fridge. It's done me really super well. I've got that on a slide out. It makes it real convenient. And then extra stuff there I've got in the Sterilite containers. Make this a really easy, nice setup. In front of that, you normally keep my Weber Q grill. It works real well. This weekend I don't have that with me. We were just planning on just doing hot dogs over the fire. The thing about it is you don't have to have all the real fancy name brand stuff to do what we do. If you just want to whip something up out of some wood and get it working, it works real good. What I've got is Teflon on Teflon slides, and I've got some silicone sprayed on there, and it works great. I'm a little bit different setup whenever I redo them. I'm actually going to embed Teflon strips into the wood, and also on the drawer, and also on the floor of the box system, and it really makes the slide really nice. This just got that Teflon adhesive back tape on there right now, and it works really good for me, and it was just hardly any money. The way I've got these drawers, the way I've got the containers registered is I've got just a couple pieces of plastic I quickly put on, and see, it holds it real good. And then you can stack your other ones on top of it, and it doesn't go anywhere. Throw a bungee over it, and it's really not going to go anywhere. I've got the side wings flip up. That side I carry straps, some gloves, stuff like that. Keep them falling down here on a rock. This side I carry a compressor and some other things in there that it just makes me save some space. This side here flips up as well. Okay, under the hood we've got a factory 1FZ 4.5 liter inline 6. The thing is just stupid reliable. Just don't have to worry about it. Just get in, turn the key, she starts and runs and gets you anywhere you want to go. I'm running a Group 27 Toyota battery on this side. This side I've got a Ellis 27 Group 27 deep cycle that handles all the accessories. That's getting powered through the Red Arc 1225D DC to DC charger. All my accessories are ran through a Blue Sea system, sealed fuse panel. The seal's stuck here. Let me push it back in. It's been a long time since I had it out. And that runs the higher current stuff through MIDI, and then lowers through the blade style fuses. SLE off-road washer fluid relocation box, and I'm running the factory Toyota battery box over here that's off of a 91-92 model FJ80. It works real well. You see the plug here, that's my solar input. Solar panel, we're running a 100 watt SunPower cell panel from Overland Solar. It's done me really well. Batteries are always full charge. My plan is when I redo the roof rack is to actually tilt it, and that'll actually give me a better exposure to the sun, and I'll be able to store my MaxTrax up underneath the panel. I believe it'll work really good there in front of the rooftop tent. Interiors is pretty well basic stock. It's all in really good condition for having the miles it has on it. So you got phones laying everywhere being charged right now. Got the 3D printed cup holders. There's also another one right here, and then I've got another one right back here. So that takes care of the need for extra cup holders that the 80 series is definitely lacking in from the factory. Wheels and tires, I'm running smaller than what you mostly see in the United States. It's a Falcon Wild Peak AT3W. It's in a 235 85/16 size. I like the narrow size. It's basically a equivalent to a 32 by 950. Suspension is Oman MU medium, which isn't giving me but maybe right at an inch of lift, being how it's weighted, but I love the height. Considering going to a little stiffer rate spring in the rear, but overall I'm extremely happy with the way the setup. I just don't want it to set any taller than what it does right now, which is what motivates me to not doing anything. For me, the height is perfect on it. I don't want it to set any taller than what it is, and I don't really want to set any lower than what it is. With the rooftop tent on it, it just a lot nicer, setting close to stock height there. We got just a little bit extra lift just to be able to give it a little bit more ground clearance. Well, that about wraps up my walk around on my Land Cruiser. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the comments section there at the bottom, and be sure to like and subscribe. I've got a lot more stuff coming ahead that's even better. We've got some trips planned, and we'll get some good footage of that, and also some more vehicles and some technical stuff. Y'all have a good day.